come. Me no have nowhere fit on. Pressure bus pipe, pressure bus pipe, pressure bus pipe. Woo woo woo. Me you them school fee fi pay. Me rental raise. Me just lose the work from where dear. Pressure bus pipe, pressure bus pipe, pressure bus pipe. Woo woo. Me work hard. I no like me lazy. Me life miserable lately. How me survive? It amazes me. Situation getting very crazy.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews, recorded and produced on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation in the city of Naarm, aka Melbourne, Australia. This episode features a brand new interview recorded last week with the top-ranking dancehall singer Kranium, who was just in town here recently as part of his second Australian tour. Honestly, I never thought this one was going to happen, as he flew in from LA at 8 a.m. that morning, and he had a show to perform late that same night. The interview was scheduled for the afternoon, and I fully expected him to cancel and just sleep instead, but to his credit, he rocked up pretty much right on time. A credit to his work ethic and professionalism, I think. This was a really enjoyable one to conduct, and it was nice that it wasn't rushed at all, so we had the proper time for an in-depth conversation about his story and his music, and the state of dancehall and the music industry today. Let's get right into it. Jesse I interviews Kranium in the studios of PBS FM in Melbourne just last week, September 2025.
Kranium, don't know. Baby girl, I feel we girl.
So right now, I'm joined in the studios of PBS by one of the top dancehall artists in the world, Kranium. Welcome forward to Melbourne.
Yeah, my respect. Thanks for having me. Welcome forward.
So I was just saying, as you came in, you must be dead tired because the flight just arrived this morning from LA or from New York.
Yeah, I flew from LA today. Yeah. It's
Right.
very long, man. It's a very long flight. It's very draining.
Yeah.
Very, very draining. It's one of them flights where you have to be mentally prepared to actually, like, you know what I mean? You have to prep for this type of flights, but it's a part of the job, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, like, I mean, what the life of an artist, where you're performing all night till late in the night, is that something that you sort of live like that all the time? Like, I know I've got one friend that's been a DJ for life, and he keeps hours where he never goes to bed before 5, no matter what night of the week it is.
I mean, not necessarily. It's more like, I think it's like program mentally in the sense of like, if I know I have to get up late, I try to sleep earlier, or if I have the performing at night, I sleep during the day. The hardest part was trying to sleep during the day. I think most people have problem with sleeping in the day because our body wasn't meant to sleep in the day. We're meant to sleep when the sun is down. But for me, it's like you get used to it. I feel like I've been in this for this long now. Eventually, I feel like now I'm just like adapted to the mindset of the schedule. Once I see what time I'm going on stage. For example, if I go on stage tonight at 12, I'm going to bed at 5, because I know I got to get up at 9, to get ready and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's mentally, it take a drain. It take a lot, man. It take a lot. It does.
What about like food, diet, and exercise and everything?
I eat everything. So I don't even care. I be eating, you know what I mean? I just eat as much as I can. And I like fruits, obviously. And lately, I don't really eat much meat. Like I used to, I only eat chicken at this point. But as far as the dieting is, I just eat snacks through the day and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I always like to start my interviews at the beginning. So I want to take things back and ask you where you were born and what life was like for you growing up as a youth.
Yes, I was born in Jamaica and in Montego Bay to be exact. And early days was very normal like any other kid as far as like in the Caribbean, everybody grew with a grandmother or grandfather. It's like there's no choice. The parents always leave you with the grandparents. And then I migrated to the States where I was living in Florida at first. I went to high school in Florida.
Okay.
And then I migrated to New York City. And that was it. New York was where actually my brain developed as a teenager.
Right.
Yeah. So I was living in New York majority of my teenage years.
How old were you when you left yard?
I think I was like 12, 13.
Okay. Right.
But I've always been back and forth. So it was more like a summer thing. So once, I think we go on break in Florida very early. So I think every June to like August, I'm in Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about your earliest memories of music in Jamaica. Like, do you have memories of music in Jamaica as a youth from the early days?
Yeah, because it's church. As I said, you have a grandparents, you have to go to church. There's no choice, whether you're a Christian or not. I think that's instilled in kids in Jamaica. Like, you go to church very early. So just being in church and being in the choir, I think that's where the development for me started. Plus, I had an uncle who's like a veteran in dancehall, named by the name of Screwdriver. He was like big back in the days. So I was around him in Florida. So I learned a lot of stuff from him too, you know what I mean? And
Right.
At the age of 12, 13, you know if you could sing or not. You're not that young at 12 or 13 to not understand that you have your talent. That's when you know if you're good at soccer, or you're good at football, or you're good at whatever it is.
Yep.
And at 12, I knew I was good at singing. And
Right.
I feel like that's when I started to like dibble-dabble in it. I wasn't taking it professionally, but I was, listening to music and trying to be like, oh, I like how Bounty Killer sound, or Beanie Man sound, or I like how Bersa Man sound, or Butch Bantan. And you just kind of like get drawn to it without force. Because if you like something, it's going to come, it's going to come to you. So I feel like me just being curious. I just started listening to like the Garnet Silicon, the Bob Marleys and everything, and then eventually everything just farm. So I think at the age of 12, 13, I knew exactly I wanted to do music by just the curiosity of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So coming of age in New York, how did the music scene in New York, like the music scene there, were you still surrounded by Jamaicans and Jamaican culture in New York?
Yeah, New York is very full of, I think the whole New York movement is Caribbean. Guyanese, Trinidad, Haitians, Jamaican, the Spanish, whether it's Puerto Rico or it's DR. New York is the melting pot of so many different cultures. So dancehall music was always dominant in New York. Matter of fact, as I got older, I realized that a lot of big records that came out of dancehall too break from New York, a lot. So New York play a big role in a lot of big records that break internationally in dancehall. So
Right.
I was hearing it everywhere, and the main radio station there plays dancehall every Sunday. And both radio stations, because the two dominant radio stations would be at 97.05. Are you hearing it every day? And then you have the ones that go through the gate. You have every year you have like a dancehall record that's running the place. We get to hear it on mainstream radio.
Right.
So yeah, it was. New York is dancehall, man.
Yeah. I've actually never been to New York. I've been to Jamaica like 8 times, but never been to New York.
Yeah, New York is special, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me about how you got your first break in the business. Did that happen? Were you still living in New York at the time? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of the special ones, they call it, that actually break from New York. It's a very rare thing. It doesn't really happen. And I don't even think it happened on the level where I took it, as far as like selling gold, signed to labels. I signed 3 times to Atlantic. And the break came with nobody else to know, obviously. But I was making noise before that. Like I was we'd call like a star child. So even high school, Kranium had a name before the world knew who Kranium was.
Right.
So I've always been dominant in Queens. If you're in Brooklyn, Bronx, you know who Kranium was before the world knew who I was. So I've always been, what's what I'm trying to find? I've always been active amongst my peer from the youthful days of 15, 16, 17 until the actual right break came.
Right.
Even my DJ, like me and my DJ go way back since I was just walking in clubs trying to get on just to perform just cause. Because like you say, like here actually you have a party that keeps for example, say once a month. I used to be that kid that was in the parties in New York throughout. The Monday night, the Tuesday night, the Wednesday night, the Thursday night. I was at a party every night.
Right.
Just, not even thinking about, I wasn't even looking at it as promo. I was looking at it as like, this is what we do. Cause
Yeah, it's life.
It's just your Jamaican and party I keep is going to go. So it wasn't even like, I'm on some, I'm going to promote myself. It was more like, I have to be there because that's what's going on in the city type thing.
Right.
And then eventually, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So obviously the breakthrough tune was Nobody Have to Know.
Yeah.
I still remember actually when I first heard that. I mean, I've been sent tens of thousands of promo songs over the years, but this song I actually remember where I was when I first heard it. I was on holiday in Malaysia, and Pierre Bost from Special Delivery emailed it to me, and I remember him saying at the time, like, I've been looking for a US-based dancehall artist. This is the one. This guy's going to be big. and I checked the tune, and I loved it from the first time I heard it. That's why I remember that. But looking back, it's such a unique thing to have. Like for me, the first time I ever hear this artist, and then that song is a huge worldwide hit.
Yeah.
So what was that like for you, and how did that tune blow up? Was it Hot 97, and did it start from New York and just take over, or what?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a start from the core. It's and when I say core for me, it's like New York streets. That song was playing everywhere, man. You know what I mean? But the greatest story about that song will always be amazing is that song took 3 years to break, because that song came out 2012, end of 2012 or 13.
Yeah,
and it didn't hit until 2015.
Yep.
So that record, I have so many special stories to it, and as far as it breaking, it took a while, as I said, and then at 97.105, it just man, it wasn't fast. It was so slow, you know. So it's like I was prepped for it while it happened, you know. And once it came, man, I knew the work started, because now we got to do it again. You know.
Yeah, I remember that it took a while to catch on, because I was playing it for a long time, and then it bust back. You know.
Yeah, I've never seen a record die, come back to life, go in coma.
Yep.
Then come back to life. I mean, I've never seen that ever happen, and that was one of them records.
Kranium. Whoa, whoa, baby, baby. Sit down with us, bend down with us. You know me have a fat cock for you. I've been waiting. Nobody nothing knows, say me and you a fuck. Nobody nothing knows, say you a give it up. Nobody nothing knows, say you come over me yard. Baby, take off your dress. Nobody nothing knows, say me and you a fuck. Nobody nothing knows, say you a give it up. Nobody nothing knows, say you come over me yard. Baby, take off your dress.
So obviously dancehall is Jamaican music, and like I said, I've never been to New York, but I know worldwide everybody looks to Jamaica first and foremost for dancehall music, and if you want to make it worldwide, you got to make it in Jamaica as well. So how was it with the connection to Jamaica in those days and busing in Jamaica? Like how did that sort of work?
It's funny because I wasn't thinking about it like that. It's like I honestly wasn't. I didn't know what I was a kid.
Yep.
I don't know about politics or what the word I'm trying to find, or cosign, or it was never. So that question is a great question, but it was more like I was so caught up in the product that I have and how I'm trying to make this product bigger than what it is. Because even though I was young, that's why I don't like when people make excuses for artists. I don't like it because I wasn't like 20, 21. I didn't know anything about music, but I knew that I had a responsibility to be very humble and very smart and how I'm going to approach this. I was young enough but smart enough to understand that this is bigger than me. So as far as the core is concerned, that was never a thought of mine at once, never. You know, because I feel like the record is so good. If the song is this good, I feel like they will love it type of thing, you know. And of course the question came about, yo, you need to go do promos and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, I need to cover my grounds that I'm here. Like, I need to worry about where I'm at right now. You know, I can't take on, I don't know where to turn there. I don't know what to do there, you know what I mean? Like, I know at this specific moment who I need to get to, because that's where I am and that's what I'm used to. I'm used to the Polish. And I'm thinking about the Broadway sounds, for example, and the Karim Hypes and the Nashim Fires. As in, mentally, I'm talking about the DJs that I need to get to at that point, because I didn't know about the other side of it yet, the spectrum. So as far as answering the question about the Jamaica side of it, I didn't understood that part because I wasn't there to actually walk that road.
Yep.
So I feel like the song got so hot in New York that it became the flip reverse. It became big there to the point it was like, yo, which record is this? So normally, if everybody looked to Jamaica for the record, with this one, it just became so hot in New York. Everybody was like, yo, we sang this around America. This song, the dancehall song, is he Jamaican? Is he African? Is he Haitian? Like, who is he? You know what I mean? So the curiosity came my way. So then I think that's when I worked the, once it clicked, I was like, okay, now it's time to go put in the work there. And then I went to Jamaica and did everything. And the Jamaica people is one people where they love music, you know. That's one of the most, I tell everybody, Jamaica is one of the most musical place on earth. Music. If they like it, they like it. There's nothing else. They don't care where you're from. You know, that's why you have Gentleman, you have Pressure, you have Natural Black.
Yep.
There's so much artists from all over the world that Jamaica just listen to and it's like, you like it. The Hawaiian artist, which is Jabu. We don't care. Once it's sound good and it's authentic and it's sound real, we work with it. And that's the culture,
Yeah, that's true. Well, how often do you go to Jamaica these days?
I mean, I go to Jamaica to eat, man. I fly to Jamaica for a day and eat food and come home. So I think I was checking the other day on my JetBlue app, on my flight app. I think I went to Jamaica 15 times already for the year. So I'm very frequent there. And I have and I do my thing there too. So
yeah. Nice. I was going to ask you about working with Jamaican producers because you've worked with some of the biggest names in Jamaica. You know, from I'm trying to think, Marcus Records, TJ, Chrome, True Ambassador, DJ Frass, like the big names in dancehall. Tell me about working with those Jamaican producers, voicing on some of those rhythms.
I mean, it was great. You know what I mean? And I feel like I gave a lot of producer opportunities too at the end of the day. For me, it was more like, I don't care how big an artist is or how big a producer is. And I feel like that's what's special about my thing was I never had what's the word I'm trying to find? I didn't care about names. If I like a rhythm, I like a rhythm. And I think it was a good and bad thing. Because sometimes producers feel like I was not trying to vice for them type thing. But it wasn't that. It's just I didn't like the beat. So I would go to LA, for example, and I'm working with Sham, who's like one of the biggest he produced Monsters for Nicki Minaj. He produced Man Down for Rihanna. I'm talking about huge.
Okay.
And then I'm in Jamaica vicing for a regular kid in a corner because I just like the beat.
Yep.
So I've always been that type of person. So working with producers, as far as big producer, I don't even think I've worked with no big producers yet compared to like the producer that nobody's knew at the time, you know what I mean? As far as Marcus, Buju Banton's son, big producer, we got Last Night with him, and then even he said True Ambassador wasn't a big producer.
Especially
I gave him
at that
one
time.
of his biggest record.
That's right. Yep.
And then I'm doing Can't Believe, which was to me personally, was one of the first successful on that level Afrobeat dancehall record, because at the time I had Tidal Sign and Wizkid. Nobody knew who Wizkid was there at the time.
Yep.
As much as nobody knew who Kranium was in Africa. It was like a fair trade-off, and we were so young at the time. And I took a chance, you know, because I think Afrobeat was always been around, Afrobeat was always big. But I felt like in our culture, in the dancehall space, Afrobeat wasn't like what it is now. You know, so when I took that chance, it was crazy, just the production of it, and I love the beat. Shout out to DJ Liquid. I just had to like try it. So that was me. I've always tried things, don't matter who it is, type of thing. So the point I'm trying to make is I didn't care. I've always taken chances and risk.
When me touch down, bed I broke down. In a late night, me and a lockdown. She found John to the side, rise a shotgun. In my dark glass, cut off shots, clocks well clean. Touch you road with me blood clot team. See a girl up on a corner, cry and a scream. You know, say the boss have to intervene, she say. My man now, give her the time, so of course I know, say. Me go give her the wine. Now she say, oh, me is a one of a kind. And that's how she became mine. And see that, can't believe I taking girl away from me, my God.
So working with big producers in Jamaica wasn't like something I was like planned. It was more like, yo, I like his beat and I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
But there's producers where I hit beat that is huge and I'm like, I don't.
Well, even the best producers make some beats that aren't that great.
Yeah, I wasn't lucky enough to get those at the time because, and I feel like even lately I started realizing like I don't feel like I got the opportunity to really like be on those juggling at the time that was coming out. You know, obviously no juggling. I wasn't have a chance to be on the juggling that was coming out because most producers probably thought that I wouldn't vice for them. So they wouldn't even send it to me type of thing. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So I had to like create my own opportunities to get the beats and stuff like that. And it actually made me become one of those artists that just singles. 90% of my hits are actually singles. It's not like I was doing jugglings, you know.
I wanted to ask about that because that's something I've noticed in recent years in Jamaican music is there's far fewer juggling rhythms coming out. That just seems to be across the board from reggae to dancehall. It's just part of the culture that's sort of dropped back a bit. What do you think the reason is for that?
I don't know. I have a lot to do with that though. I think so. I don't think nobody will say it, but I really think so. I believe that in my time when I came out, like, juggling wasn't an option for me. Because as I said, nobody was really reaching out to voice me because I feel like they thought I was so far away from reaching, but that was never the case. You know, it was more like I was signed and I was trying to create records that I felt like I wanted to, like I've always knew I wanted to be around for a very long time. Whether it's slow. Like, I don't care how long it takes me. I work a record 1 year, 2 years, you know. And the average artists that came out with me have more records than Kranium, but Kranium have bigger records than them. Because I've always knew the importance of touching the four corner of the earth with records. And a song take long to break. It doesn't. A song don't break overnight. It's very rare a song actually break overnight. You know, you have moments where you catch one, but 2, 3, 4 is not that easy. So I feel like I had no choice but to record a song and then work it. And juggling, it become messy because if I have 5 different juggling, that's 5 different songs. I can't work 5 songs at once. So I feel like that's what started the whole movement of singles. And I feel like producers over the time didn't realize that the younger kids were more rebellious. So younger kids wanted more control of their own thing. So I feel like that has a lot to do with why the juggling got cut out too. Because we start asking questions. You know, we become more smarter. You know, it's like I heard stories of other artists who got burnt because they was not on top of their business when it comes on to music. So I'm like, I'm not gonna be Joe, you know. Jack, I'm gonna be me. Yeah, I've
noticed there's other artists too, like Alkaline's one that comes to mind, like doesn't do many juggling rhythms and seems to want to control the publishing and all that sort of stuff. But getting back to Afrobeat, you mentioned working with WizKid. It's interesting, I remember like in all my trips to Jamaica, I never heard Afrobeats play in the dance there until 2018 I went, and then I started to hear like Davido, who's another artist you worked with. And that was a surprise for me, but I think you were ahead of the curve there because you were voicing with these artists before then.
Long time. I was working with Tiwa Savage, Kiss Daniel. I'm working with WizKid, Burna on my last album. I work with so much African artists, even like ones that wasn't even big yet, because it's a good and bad thing, you know, in the sense of like taking chances. You know what I mean? It can come off as if like you're just doing stuff to do stuff, or it could come off like you're genuine about it. So no, the Afrobeat community look at me like one of them in the sense of like they respect it because they know that I'm not trying to dibble-dabble in their culture. This is something I was doing before it was a major thing. I just loved it, you know what I mean? I just love the sound of it. So, and I'm happy I did that because I feel like, man, I don't know how to explain it, but for me it's like I wanted to be remembered when I'm older, like, yo, this kid just like from New York just came and just did something so amazing that it goes over a lot of people's head now. But in 10 years when you look back and you'll be like, yo, this kid was like a
global impact.
Like, the man did really like, you know what I mean? Because not being in Jamaica is kind of hard. And the level of respect that some artists supposed to get. Like I personally at first felt like I went through like a whole phase of like felt underrated to an extent. For a minute, like for a very long time. But I realized that when you put that in your mind, you make yourself weaker because you're worrying about the wrong stuff. You get what I'm saying? So over time, I had to catch myself like, yo, my story is different from the average person. So I can't have that weight on my shoulder. You know, I have to represent for every artist who lives outside of a culture to let them know that, yo, this is possible if you really like have sense and make the right moves. Does that make sense? So yeah, I feel like eventually I didn't care about none of that. I just block out that whole night and just start like do works. Yeah,
was definitely the right move. I noticed, I mean, last time you were in Melbourne was 2018, and I remember the crowd that night was like predominantly African crowd.
Yeah.
And so I remember that night was, for me, was like, wow, he really has made that impact with the African crowd 100%. In a way that a lot of other dancehall artists here just would not.
Nah.
I mean, dancehall is always popular with the African community here in Melbourne to some extent, but this was a different thing.
Yeah.
Looking at another genre, looking at reggae music specifically now, because some of my favorite songs from you are actually on reggae rhythm. So that Pressure Bust Pipe on the Satara rhythm, that for my sound, that's been an anthem.
Shaggy.
Mad tune that.
Yeah.
And another one, Draw Me Out, is one of my personal anthems for me.
That's crazy.
But I feel like you haven't done a reggae song for a little while, though. I think the last one I can remember was Early in the Morning, and that's a few years back now.
Yeah, we were just talking about it yesterday, right? Yeah, we were just talking about it. It's something I want to do. It's funny because, like, I would say Higher Life is not reggae, but it's like the essence of it, the feel of it. I don't know if you know Higher Life.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
played it last week on the program.
Was that one of the biggest records for last year?
Yeah, I had it in my best of the 224.
Yeah, so I do dabble in it. I just feel like the reggae sound, because it's not my job to keep it like that. Meaning, like, okay. So for me, this is how I look at music, right? Every decade, that's right, a decade, right? You have a specific artist that comes, that holds the flame for a specific song. That's what I personally think. First of all, this is just opinion. Opinions are not facts. This is just based off of what I think, right? So, for example, like, I came in the music with this dancehall R&B sound because I'm from New York. So, I wasn't going to be fake and do something that everyone I was doing in Jamaica at the time, because that's what they do. I couldn't have done that. I couldn't be an Alkaline or a Massacre. I couldn't, because, as I said, I wasn't on the ground to actually like live and feel that. So I decided that I'm gonna throw my culture, which is the dancehall that I know as a Jamaican born, but I'm still gonna use the environment of the New York swag to it. So that's where the R&B side of me comes. So I intertwine the R&B fusion with the dancehall, and that's how I think my sound was born. Like the nobody has to know, and we can touch if you feel like you want to. It sounds so refined, but in the verse I'm like, get a take man for food, take man for you, that Snapchat. I still keep it. So I say that to say this: when the reggae, we had Chronics that was fresh with that sound. So now, me being Kranium, I could still dabble there because it was being kept alive by Chronics in reggae with that sound at that time, because I'm talking about my age group at that time. So the reason why I said that to say, like, if there's somebody that's keeping that sound alive, we all as an artist will dabble in it, even though that's not our strong point. But I cannot come now and say I'm doing reggae music if there's not somebody feeding their ears with that sound, else I'm gonna sound off. I would sound weird. You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It's like if there's no sexy, slow girl song, and that's what you know, right? Or that's what is being delivered to the mass that love that sound. If there's not somebody that's doing it now, and you're say you are a reggae artist, you could sing 2 songs in your reggae tone. You're not gonna be as vulgar as Kranium, but you could be like, my woman this and my woman that, and it sounds good, and you release it, and we listen to it because there's a market for it, there's an ears for it. But if there's nothing there for it and you do it, it's gonna sound off because that's not what you're doing. So for me right now, I just feel like we need like that one new artist for our generation that keep that sound alive. That's just my personal opinion.
I agree, actually, because I've been thinking for a while. There's no, we had, going back to that time, 2013, we had Chronics and Kabaka first bust into. But and Damien was big in that days. But these days we haven't got a new artist like this.
And they're not, and it's not like Chronics is not there. He's there, but he doesn't drop as much. You get where I'm coming from?
Yep.
So there is not a big enough movement there for me to dibble dabble in that.
Yep.
Because then it's gonna sound okay, Kranium, it's kind of like a bit weird and off. That's how I look at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people don't care. Some people just drop to drop, and then you confuse people.
Yeah.
You create a fan base. You know how much people I see create a fan base and walk away from it because they're trying to do what next man do.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like Sizzla has been my artist from the 90s, but even Sizzla, I feel, has lost his way over the years from trying to do everything. You know,
sometimes it just happens where it's just like, if I get up tomorrow morning, I could do reggae because I have a voice. It's so easy, but it's not real.
Right.
So I can't do it because that's not me. Maybe one day I'll wake up and feel like I want to settle down. For now, I still want to have 5 women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my message as a reggae artist would be me speaking about love, and I'm not there yet. So it's gonna sound fake.
All right.
But once I get to that point, maybe I wake up tomorrow morning and I feel like, you know what, I want to be a lover boy. Then I could do it. You know, I could do the Jackie type of vibe or the whatever type of vibe. I just be the Kranium type of vibe. But until I feel like I'm ready to settle down mentally and that thing for it to be real.
Yep.
Because I think a lot of artists will understand that. I don't even like to be called an artist at this point. I like to be called a creator. Because an artist can adapt. Because if I could paint very good, I could just go paint anything. So I could see what Jesse paint and go paint exactly what Jesse paint because I'm an artist. I could, you know what I mean? But as a creator, it's different. When you create, that's from within. It's a whole different spectrum of the thing. Like, this is like fresh. Has no influence per se. This just have like, you're influenced, but you're not like trying to be that person. You're just going off of what you see or what you know. You know what I mean? And I feel like, even though I feel like I'm starting to sound like when the artists say, yo, these kids not doing what they're supposed to do. You know? Because you reach to a point where you're such a great person as an artist, but like, them boy don't create. They're just adapting, you know? I think in your time, like, think about when Sizzla came out. Sizzla don't sound like Buju. I have nothing to do with Buju. It's the same content of fighting Babylon system, but it's a different approach from Buju, from Sizzla, you know, from Luciano, from Iwe, and it's so much. It's the same type of argument, but it's like each person have them own thought process.
Yep.
No, I just feel like it's an artistry going on. Like, people understand artists, not creators, and I feel like that's why there's not enough strong, grown of like things that like enticing to me personally. I feel like we all start to sound like, because it's working with Jesse, I'm gonna do what Jesse do, rather than yeah.
I know what you're saying, and particularly in Jamaican dancehall in the last 3 or 4 years since the trap sound really took over, there seems, and you know, every artist wants to come like Skanks and Skeng Bus and Skilly Bang and these sort of artists. The music's become quite dark as well.
Yeah.
What do you think about the state of the trap dancehall in Jamaica these days?
I think it's very new, and I think that you can't fight time. I think over time everything changes, nothing stays the same. Because I remember vividly when my parents used to tell me not to listen to Vybz Kartel or Mavado, because they're used to their sling thing and they're used to their, you know, the music for them music. So when a new artist come with a sound, we as kids was like, I don't want to listen to that no more. You know what I mean? I want to listen to some Carter, I want to listen to some Mavado, I want to listen to some Sasko.
Nobody wants to listen to their parents' music.
No, you understand? So I understood it. So now, me being here now, I understand exactly where it's going. I just feel like I could tell the difference between a lot of artists back then, though. Now it's like, I think people just I just think they need to be creators. I don't think they need to be artists. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think skeng can be skeng, but I don't need to hear 10 skengs.
Yeah, that's right.
I just need to hear one skeng.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
When he bust, he was fresh. He had a...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just need to hear
different.
skeng alone with that sound. I don't need to hear
Yep.
Jeremiah. I don't need to hear Peter and Paul in that sound.
Yep.
Give me something different now when we can like, yo. So each person has their own creative identity. Now it's like everybody I try look the easy way out.
The other big change with the music in the last 10 years has been streaming services taken over. Has that changed your life at all? Like the change in
a good way, yeah.
Yeah. So just
I can't. I made big records. I can't complain.
Yeah. So reach because anybody can listen. It's different from the days when you had to find the MP3s and this sort of thing.
Yeah, it's different, and you adapt. That's all it is. You adapt. You know what I mean? Like there's no need to complain. I don't complain. But I don't complain enough. I don't complain at all. I don't know how to do that. I just, I don't know if it's a New York thing.
No, it's a good thing, man.
Yeah,
It means you're happy with your life and where you're at.
I mean, I could be happier, way happier. True word. But why I'm complaining? I have breath. I'm worry about. You know, I'm not here to complain. I'm easy going, man.
It's good.
I don't make nothing. I don't make nothing bother me. My wife could cheat tomorrow and that's fine. I move on. I don't make nothing in life bother me at all.
Well, the big disruption we're seeing now in the music business is AI. And I don't know how much you've seen of this, but during the week, just a couple of days ago, I saw a video clip that had Hugh Mundel's song. Hugh Mundell, obviously dead and gone from '83.
1965, yeah.
Yeah. But they just sampled this they type in the words, and it sounds like Hugh Mundell singing a dub plate. It blew me away, and it made me think, what is this going to do to the business? Because there's so many, not just artists making money from dub plates, but studio engineers and the middlemen, the hustlers. And I think this is going to really shake up the industry. What do you have any thoughts? Have you looked into this?
I mean, not to the dancehall world, because Jamaica, you see, dancehall music is a niche, and it's very unique. So I don't think no fake dub will ever get a reaction in our party or club. I personally don't see that happening.
But what I'm saying is, what if there's a fake Kranium dub plate and nobody can tell the difference? If it's done so well that nobody knows.
But I don't feel like selectors gonna want it.
Yeah.
Like I personally don't think you want to play a fake Kranium.
No, of course not. No, I'll be ashamed.
It's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
So in the dance, if you play it in the party, I don't think you will have the same effect. Unless if a man is just juggling it. Yeah, that's one. But I'm talking about like the world clash, like sound against sound playing a fake dub. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
We won't live to see that.
That can't work.
No, we're not gonna see that.
Yeah.
A guy, don't get me wrong. You have some people who doesn't have no morals and will try it.
Yeah.
But the minute we found out, you're done.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Actually, and that I think that could be where the danger is, a man with no morals. Because people in Australia that want to buy a dub plate. I mean, me personally, I don't cut dubs anymore. I stopped that a long time ago. I got a house and kid and stuff I'd rather spend money on. But when I was younger, I used to go to Jamaica and voice specials in person because then I had the connection with the artist. But a lot of people from places like Australia will send money to Yard to get dub plates through some kind of broker, middleman. And so this is the danger, I think, if
it will happen. I think it's gonna affect in somewhere. There's no way to stop it. But I feel like on the world stage and major stage it will never happen. But as far as like a man in Australia playing a Kranium dub, he doesn't care where it comes from, as long as it says Jesse and Kranium, and it sounds like what it is. It's just gonna be what it is. Like it definitely will affect it. It's just that I feel like the authenticness of it in certain place, it won't fly. I don't think it will fly, but obviously, if a man is in Australia, as they say, in the business, he might go play it.
Well, especially if he doesn't know, if he thinks he's got the real deal.
Exactly.
So tell me what you got coming up. What's next on the agenda for Kranium?
Right now I'm on the Australian run leg. Man, when I tell you I'm tired, man, it's been a busy year, man. I've been on the road since. Man, we've been on the road for a minute. I don't think I've been this busy since 2018. Right. Yeah, I'm not complaining. Obviously, we have money to make, but it's just work, And I'm at the point now. My career is like I'm thinking, what's next? What I want to do next? Because we're creators, we're not artists. So next is like, where I want to go. I don't really drop much music. I've never been that, even though the game changed where you need more music as consume more. I feel like I've set my foot in the game a way where I'm not saying nobody waits on nobody, but I feel like music is at a space now where it's like the records have to be really good. This is not like one time where because your name Kranium, you drop a song is gonna work. That's not there anymore. I feel like it's at the point now where it's like, this have to actually sound good. Because now dancehall always been mainstream to me, no matter how they try to say it's not. It is because you don't need a mainstream radio station to play a record for it to be considered mainstream anymore in this time period. I just feel like you just need the ears, you know. And a money part of it, yes, but on like the realistic point, alright, most dancehall artists and most reggae artists that we know was never mainstream. Let's be real about that.
Yeah.
But they touch every corner of the earth because the music gets through to them somehow, right? So now it's more like, how do I make quality records that spread across the board? And now I'm competing with reggae, I'm competing with dancehall, I'm competing with R&B, I'm competing with Afrobeat, I'm competing with Amapiano. It's like, no, before everybody has their own lane, now we just listen to music. Because a man in Australia back in the days walking, he wasn't listening to no Shake It to the Max. He's just listening to Michael Bolton, what gets to him here, you understand?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, your son and daughter who has nothing to do with reggae or R&B or Afrobeat, has nothing to do with that. It's just a regular kid who grew in a regular home, just go about her or his way. No, I've exposed her to your Afrobeat or dancehall. A radio station never used to play anything except his program. Now it's just like, this is the top 10 song in the country right now going off. Straight out of Jamaica or whatever it is. There's not even a title anymore. We just play a record if it sounds good.
Yeah. I actually, and you reminded me when you mentioned Shake It the Max, it makes me think of TikTok, because these days all it takes is for one thing to pop off on TikTok and you've got a worldwide hit.
Especially if it sounds good. So now, what am I competing with? It's a bigger playing field now. Now it's not about I have to worry about dance. I really don't get really much play. I need to like figure it. No, it's not like. No, it's like just make records. If it work, it work. You know, if it's good, it will work. As long as give it the extra boost to it, it will work. So now it's like where I'm at is trying to figure out what is the next thing I'm trying to create that is just larger than life, where it's just undeniable. I can't make mediocre, bro. I can't do it. I don't have that in me. I've never had that in me. I'll never change. I'll adapt to today's society of how records being created, 100%. But as far as like feeling rushed now, I think I put in too much work in my life to rush and do foolishness. So now it's more like, what is next?
Right.
Like it's always like, no matter how much records I get, it's always like, what's next?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah.
And so it's quality over quantity.
100%.
Yeah.
Always.
Tell me about the creation process, because I was curious. When you're working with these, like for example, the Jamaican producer I mentioned earlier, were those songs voiced in yard, or do they send you rhythms and you voice them from your home? Like you still live in New York these days, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's vice versa. Sometimes, do I ever get recorded? Yeah, I recorded last night and I Can't Believe I'm in Jamaica. That's crazy. At Buju Banton Studio. But no, I record mostly in New York. I record home.
Okay.
Or if I'm in LA, or like it's so funny. I only record with two studios. So is it I'm gonna be in LA or I'm gonna be in New York?
Okay.
But I can't just go to a studio and record.
Right.
I've never really like go to a random studio and say I can't even record on the road. I don't even do dubs on the road.
Right. Really?
No.
So if there was a whole bunch of people here and they said like, okay,
I've walked away from. Man, listen.
That's crazy.
I haven't done dubs in 7 years.
Right.
Until the other day, because I felt like selectors thought that I wasn't doing dubs. So when High Life became big, I did one dub for a clash and it became this big thing. And I'm like, okay, let me do some dubs so make selectors know that I do dubs. But I don't be doing dubs. Right. I do promo dubs though. That's the crazy part. So I'd rather do free dubs than actually paid dubs. Yeah. But when I'm on the road, I don't do dubs. I'm always in Europe. We got like 25 dubs for you right now. 500 each. Yep. I'm not doing no dub. Right. Yeah, I'm good.
Interesting. That's interesting. But I respect it,
Yeah.
So last time you were here in Melbourne was 2018, and that was tonight. It's at the Nasha nightclub in Toorak. It's the same club as last time.
Yeah, I heard.
And I got to say that was crazy last time.
Yeah, it was a nice vibe. I feel like this time I'm here, I was getting a lot of texts, right? And people was like, "Yo, he's not coming." I'm like, "Oh God." So I have to wait until I land to actually post. And when I just posted, my inbox is there. I could show you, like, my DM is crazy right now. But nobody believed I was coming. I don't know why, but I'm here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
Yeah, I should be exempt because I came here twice. So why y'all think I'm not gonna come? It's crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Melbourne's been burned a bunch of times in the past with different reggae or dancehall artists that are promoted and then they don't come. But
I think they're gonna just pop up. I think tonight people's gonna go. I think we're gonna be surprised if people just pop up.
Yeah.
Because like I'm telling you, like my DM was literally like, "Are you coming for real? Is this real?
Yep.
Is this for real?" I'm like, "Yeah, I come here 2 times. Like, I'm not one. I'm gonna be here. If I say I'm coming, I'm coming.
Yep.
Trust me. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to the show tonight. Before I let you go, because I know you got to go get some rest before the show. But
Definitely.
Is there any last message you like to pass on to the listeners here in Melbourne?
Most definitely, I want to say thanks for love and support. You know what I mean? I highly appreciate it. And if you're listening right now, just listen to our dancehall artist. It doesn't even have to be me. You know, you just listen to one of us because I feel like we have so much to offer to the world. I feel like there's no vibe like dancehall, reggae overall, and I feel like our music is beyond just music. I think it's just a feel, and I feel like until you connect with a dancehall artist or connect with the culture itself on a whole, you'll understand why the music is so powerful and so real, and why a man like Jesse have his show. You know what I mean? Because the man understand the realness and the pureness of the culture, and you know what I mean? And big up to yourself for like keeping it alive too, you know what I mean? Because I feel like some of the time we don't appreciate the people that actually put in the work to actually keep our culture alive on a wider scale. So yo, big up yourself for that. Most definitely. Because when you tell me the name of it, I felt touched when I walk in. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Which is right.
All right, Kranium. Well, give thanks. It's been a pleasure to speak to you here on the program. And really appreciate your time. More love.
Most definitely.
Before you go off the mic, I would love to get a couple radio jingles for me. Do you want to do them here, or do you want me to send you the info and
I'll do here. I'm done. Yeah.
So it's Babylon Burning with Jesse I. You can mention PBS if you want, but you don't have to. The main thing is Babylon Burning with Jesse I.
So Babylon Burning with Jesse, right?
Yep.
Me say a prayer this morning, one bag of chanting. Yeah, me say if you know the voice of Kranium, I don't know say we there upon Babylon Burning with Jesse I. Kranium said that straight.
Mad. Can you touch a piece of Draw Me Out?
No problem.
It's just personal favorite.
Yeah, man, I got you.
Yeah.
I travel through the valley of the shadow. Always have God beside me. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, myself, you know, say Kranium. I'm representing for one of the baddest DJ, you know, what I talk about. Jesse I don't know, say it's on
PBS, Babylon Burning.
Okay. You could chop it, right?
Yeah.
This is Kranium on PBS, Babylon Burning.
Mad. Give thanks, King.
Most definitely.
Me say a prayer this morning, one back a chanting, firm and planted, blessing us to flow like fountain. This morning, one back a chanting.
Melody God, Kranium, speaking to me there, right here in Melbourne just last week. I hope you enjoyed listening to that one as much as I enjoyed doing it. If you did enjoy it and you'd like to show your appreciation, you can become a patron of the podcast at patreon.com/Jesse_I_interviews. Or alternatively, you could just help spread the word and give the podcast a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform it is that you use, especially if it's Apple Podcasts. I believe that one carries a bit more weight than others. That's it for this one. Thanks for listening. Eyes as every time.
Yo, that's it already. Turn up the box to me. Well, I travel through the valley of the shadow. I will always have God beside me. Woo woo. And every time I see the hypocrites getting closer, I take for myself neatly. Because them see me on a higher ground and want to get me closer down, but none of them can defeat me. Hey, hey. I tell all of your friends them way. Watch me career, I tell them straight say, oh no, can't stop me. Because